Hey guys, just got done with an amazing conversation with Leigh Newport. She's a Hamilton resident and she owns Stage by Design. So when people are getting their homes ready to sell, she brings in furniture and makes things look absolutely beautiful. Model home worthy and ready to sell. And as a real estate agent, I know homes that are staged sell for more money and quicker than those that don't. And she was able to share a lot of building her business as well as some of the failures and some of the struggles that she had and what she learned about being a small business owner in our county. So really cool stuff. And she's got a great little nugget about her as a kid, which I think is really cool. So anyway, stick around. You're going to love this interview with Leigh Newport. Welcome to the Enjoy Loudoun podcast. I'm Ryan Clegg, and each and every week we get to interview amazing local Loudoun celebrities. We get to hear about their life, their business, and what they love most about living in the most amazing county in the world, Loudoun County. And today I've got my friend Leigh Newport here with us, and she's amazing. Thanks for being here, Leigh.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this because you do something that helps me out a lot. In real estate.
Yes.
Leigh owns her own staging company, Stage by Design, and she takes homes and makes them look beautiful, like model homes. Mm-hmm. And we know real estate oftentimes is an emotional decision, and when you can move the needle emotionally through staging, it's just a great thing. Great thing for sellers. So anyway, we're going to talk about your business, but before we do, we're going to rewind the tape.
Okay.
I want to hear about Leigh Newport as a kid. Where did you grow up? What was your family like?
Yeah.
What did you enjoy doing?
Okay. Well, I grew up in Newport News, Virginia. Yep,
Get out of here.
Yep,
okay.
About 4 to 5 hours south of here, a little bit on the water. So I felt a little landlocked when I moved up here, being so close to water, even if it was just a river.
Yep.
But I'm an only child.
Okay.
So I can entertain myself endlessly on my own. Yep, despite being an extrovert.
Okay.
So I had a tomboy childhood, honestly. A lot of trees, a lot of bikes, rode horses.
Oh, nice.
When I was starting about 10 through my high school years and a little bit in college. So,
really?
Yeah, a lot of rough and tumble.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What kind of riding?
English.
English, okay.
Yep. I was very fortunate to be able to own a couple ponies, and we showed and did the whole circuit.
What kind of events?
Well, I rode medium ponies. So basically, I was a junior riding in medium pony hunter, green pony hunter. I did qualify for the Washington International Horse Show in equitation. That's my one crowning.
Come on.
That's my one crowning glory in my equestrian career. But then a year later, I quit riding, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, I know some riders, and you know a lot about someone when they say they're a rider, and especially competitive. So I know a lot about you already, which is good, which is really good. Very determined people. Yes. So anyway, that's really cool.
Thank you.
You kind of led into what my next question was, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to give another bonus one.
Okay.
What were one of the major accomplishments that you remember from your childhood? It doesn't have to be like winning an award. It can be like, I climbed a tower and I overcame my fear of that. And I thought that was awesome. I mean, anything from your childhood that you kind of always kind of pops back up in your mind.
That's a really good question. I'm sure there's something amazing that I'm not thinking of.
Tell us about being invited to the National Horse Show.
Oh, you know what? Basically, equitation was, that's the pinnacle, right? You can win your undersaddle and your over fences, but to compete in equitation, it's not about the horse, it's about you. So it's a different kind of stress. And so I was very proud of that moment, honestly, just because
of course. I
had also in order to qualify, I had to beat the previous year's champion.
Oh, man.
So that made me feel good. That was one of those small moments, and I certainly enjoyed that. But in my childhood, there wasn't one crowning thing that I can recall right now, but I survived it. That's the best part of it. Yeah.
You're a little bit competitive?
So here's the funny thing. I wasn't when I was younger, other than riding horses, because that was my focus and that was my thing. It was my family's thing as well, because I was an only child. My parents weren't horsey, and we weren't of the horsey set, but that became our family thing. But it really wasn't until I became a young adult and started working in my career that a competitive streak.
Interesting.
Emerged.
Yeah.
I was a huge follower in high school. So my old school friends they laugh at me and they're like, we're so super proud of you because, oh my God, you were just a little, what do you want to do? I don't care. What do you want to do? You were such a follower in high school. But when I got a little bit older, I guess I was a late bloomer in that case because then I wanted to win.
Yeah.
No matter what I did.
That's cool. I like it. I like it. It's fun as we change,
yes.
right? We can change. All right, so what does life look like now? Where are you living? What's your family like?
Okay, well, I live in Hamilton, and I've been there since 2005.
All right.
I am married to my darling husband. We just celebrated 25th anniversary.
Awesome,
so,
that's a big one.
I know, he's stuck with me for a long time.
Isn't
That's
that like a Met Gold or silver or something?
I don't know.
25 years.
25 years.
Congratulations.
So thank you. It's a big deal.
It is.
I'm a boy mom. I have two boys, one who's a senior in high school at Valley, and then another one who's still in college.
Okay,
so 4 years apart.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask.
Yeah.
Empty nesting is right around the corner. How does that feel?
Yeah. Interesting. I'm not, I don't know how it's going to feel when the younger one, who's in the basement most of the time on his Xbox, let's get real.
Right.
But his presence is there.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be different. But I will say my husband and I took a 25th anniversary trip because we realized we hadn't been actually together overnight for more than just a weekend in 15 years. Like we hadn't been away for a week.
Yeah.
Just
hard
us.
to get away.
It is. And you know what? Once these kids leave the house, you still have to talk to your spouse. You've got to figure this out. And because you're whole different people, it was great.
Yeah.
It was really nice. So I think it's going to be sad, but I'm looking forward to just different opportunities. I mean, at this point, Ryan, it's now or never, you know?
I know.
Whatever you got to do in your life, it's not the time to think maybe in 5 years. It's, do it.
Do it.
Just
Let's
do
go.
it.
And the kids will come around.
Yes.
You know, they do. Like, we live right across from my wife's parents, and my dad lives down the road, and we're still very much a part of our parents' lives. And so while we've left the home, we haven't left their lives. And so that's important.
You're very lucky.
All right. So how did you end up in Loudoun County?
Well, I worked for Marriott right out of college, actually.
Great small company to work for.
Great tiny company, yep. And they gave me a really wonderful myriad of opportunities throughout the years. So it was a great company to learn and grow with. And I ended up being transferred as I started out in Hampton, Virginia, opening hotels there. And then I ended up in Greenbelt, Maryland, and then in Herndon, Virginia. So I basically traveled here just for work.
For work, yep.
And that's where I ended up. And I really love it. To me, Northern Virginia feels more like home than Southern Virginia. I'm nostalgic about it, but I don't have family down there any longer. And I love being around all the horses and the farms. And
I know.
So this is home to me.
It's a sweet place to live. I love it. That's why I love it. Very cool. Let's see. Let's talk about your business now.
Yes.
Okay. Stage by Design. For those I don't know who wouldn't know, but if someone doesn't know what staging is or staging a home, what is that?
Staging is increasing the perceived value on the part of the buyer. It's basically by using targeted marketing to help improve the condition and presentation of the property so that you are overcoming any objections to either of those factors and making it look so amazing that people emotionally connect to the space and therefore want to pay more for it.
That was so beautifully said. It's almost like you practice that or you live it. You live it. Say that again, that first line again.
It increases the perceived value on the part of the buyer.
It does. Absolutely it does. Yeah, nailed it. Why? So you do that for homes in Loudoun County and other counties that are getting ready to sell, right?
We do.
Okay. You've seen houses sell for more than they probably would if they weren't staged?
Absolutely.
Okay. And they sell quicker, too.
They do.
Is that right?
They do. Sometimes you're basically trying to avoid the cost of that price reduction. because you're really trying to avoid any of those issues that would cause a house to linger. You're, again, trying to get that first impression. It's not as though the house won't sell, it's just at what price.
Yeah.
And so if you do these things proactively, fixing the cosmetic issues and making it at least more appealing to the demographic, you have a far greater chance of not incurring that price reduction. Now, of course, the last couple of years have been a little all over the place, shall we say, with, very little normalcy, at least in our world, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
But it's still been statistically proven that properties that are staged, they sell for more money.
I know.
And you're reducing those days on market, you're reducing your carrying costs, you're reducing, all of those things by getting your house sold under contract, and then you can just move on to the next space.
I know. It's so, it's sometimes hard for sellers to put up the money because it's not cheap, right? $5,000, $7,000 to stage a home.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, that's a lot of money, and I don't get to keep any of the furniture. No, you don't.
Nope.
But that first price reduction, to make it significant, will probably need to be, depending on the property size, but then, an average of probably like $25,000.
For
right?
sure.
So you spend $5,000 and you save the $25,000, so you net 20 positive over what you would have. It really is an investment in your
100%.
property. It's not an expense, right?
That's very well said, and it's true. And I'm sure you're aware of this as well, but often in staging, if you do the full staging with the furniture, there's typically a portion of that that's tax deductible as a marketing expense if the house is not sold as a loss. So it's really a win-win on many levels.
Oh, nice. There was actually a home recently that we listed. I encouraged the seller to stage it. Said, no, let's try it first without it.
Right.
And the house needed a little bit of work, right? And when there's no furniture in the house, what do people do?
Their eye goes immediately to the flaws.
Every time.
Every single time.
And because they're buying, right? They're inspecting the home. What am I going to buy? And so they're looking everywhere for everything that's wrong with it, trying to protect themselves from making a bad decision.
Right.
And if he had put furniture in there and people could have seen, I could have cozy up to the fireplace here, or that could be my office there, and look at my master bedroom. Then all of a sudden they're like, I want this house, right? And so after a month being on the market, not selling, we ended up staging it,
right.
And in about a week we got an offer.
Yep.
So it was just like, you have, especially for vacant properties, right?
Yes.
There's a reason why builders, national builders, and even small local builders don't sell their model homes vacant.
Right.
There's a reason.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those virtual staging and those virtual computer animated or Matterport, those sorts of things that builders have used when they don't have a physical presence. They may have a place if you have a tiny $200,000 condo or you're building a high rise and you haven't broken ground yet, but there's nothing that will replace the first impression of the physicality of a well-staged home.
I know.
Because it makes you appeal to them on an emotional level that nothing else will.
It invites you in.
Yes.
It really does. And people sometimes have a hard time imagining how they would live in a space.
Right.
But you've taken the brain work out of it for them. And they go, oh, this is what I would do here.
Yes.
This is how I would enjoy, my cup of coffee in the morning by this fireplace here. So you really get them mentally moving in.
Right.
Before they even make an offer.
I do.
So it's good. It's good. All right. So what kind of, there's probably different things you offer to folks.
Yes.
We just talked about staging a vacant property, bringing in all this furniture. Are there other things that you do?
Yes. One of the things that we really focus on as well is a staging consultation, because not everyone has the ability to move out.
Yeah.
Timing doesn't line up. They don't have a place to go. There's too many issues, children, dogs, logistical nightmares to follow through. So they have to live in the house, and you have to have the ability to give them some practical options. So how can you use what they have and then change it enough so that someone else can see it? As oftentimes the demographic of the buyer is coming in is so different than the one currently living and occupying the space. And we, this morning, I mentioned I came from, Fairfax Station, Springfield area. They were, a couple maybe in the early 70s, and they lived in the house for 25 years. Beautiful antiques, lots of gorgeous, beautifully merchandised. We were laughing that she loved the old Leckett store, and she merchandised her house like I could have gone and bought the things from an old Leckett store. That's not the way you sell a house. She knew it, she recognized it, but the people moving into that neighborhood are going to have young children. They're going to be more streamlined in their design aesthetic. So it's understanding how do you strip that down and apart so that people can still live there, can still function, but you're changing it enough so someone walking in can get a better sense of how they could live there. You're trying to really peel back the personality in many cases.
Yep. I love that. And so you can work with their existing furniture to get it appealing to the market.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we partner with a lot of agents to do that so that they don't have to be the ones to deliver that sometimes not great news that there's an odor in the home or that the whole place needs to be painted or 75% of your furniture perhaps is better suited in a storage unit than in your home.
Yes.
Because we can't walk freely even from room to room.
So we've done that. We've been good cop, bad cop. And so many agents out there appreciate you sometimes being the bad cop. But it's for the good of our client,
It
right?
is.
And ultimately, every agent wants what's best for their client.
Yes.
But it's sometimes hard to deliver the medicine, right?
For sure.
And so, anyway, thank you for doing that for us. You built a successful business. One question I always like to ask is, what failures have you had in your business, and what did you learn from it?
How long do we have?
I know, right?
No, some were failed opportunities.
Okay. Yep.
And such as we started out the business and using the model that I would provide furniture, well, not furniture, but artwork and accessories. I would supplement utilizing furniture rental companies. And that's fine, and that works, but it's also limiting, and you're giving 35% of your profit to an outside party.
Yep.
So I started my business in 2007, and I waited until 2015 to invest in my own furniture.
Yeah.
However, I started this business when my youngest was 2, and I never wanted to. I wanted to grow at a pace where personally, I feel like I could manage it and handle it. We couldn't scale past my capacity, or I felt I would fail. So I had some self-limiting beliefs, which probably kept my sanity. I mean, in a lot of ways, we have had some other failures, if you will, and I'm still working through one of them, trying to embrace technology and I spent a lot of money, time, and effort to create a different process for our consultation.
Okay.
To create an app, and we spent a long time in a direction that just didn't pan out. And so we had to, I hate the word pivot, but we did. Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it hasn't affected our day-to-day business, but it was we learned a lot about, what we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So even just getting into the warehouse space, there were some interesting learnings. We had a plan where my husband owns his own business as well. He has a small life safety trading company, and he has his own training space.
Okay.
But we were considering combining it. So we got a warehouse space. He could take over the office portion. I would occupy the warehouse, not realizing that part of it was zone PDGI. And basically, we couldn't have a certain amount of people in the front.
Oh,
so I know. That's fine, honestly. The business grew, and I needed the office anyway, so that was fine.
There you go.
He's still in the same place he used to be, but I'm good.
Blessing in disguise, yeah.
I think we all encounter certain step-ups and steps back.
100%. As a small business owner, you are figuring it out.
Yes.
I mean, there are certain blueprints, but every business is different. Every capacity is different.
Yes.
I was talking. A common sort of theme has been bigger is not always better.
No.
Depending on where you are in your life, where your kids are, what your priorities are.
For sure.
We all want to support our families. We all want to, build businesses. And we think, I can support my family better with a bigger business.
Right.
And what really it does in some ways, but it also takes us away from them.
Right.
And then you're not really with your higher priority. So anyway, I'm glad that you were willing to go it slow and build it steady and then, make the leap when you thought you were ready.
Yeah.
That's good.
It worked for me. I see people that are younger than me starting this business, and they are just all in and they just go crazy, and I'm very proud of them and glad to get to mentor and work with them. But I don't think I could have done it any differently in hindsight as far as the growth pattern. It suited me, and, could I be retired now? Who knows? But okay.
Retirement's boring.
I know. We don't second guess ourselves, do we?
Get involved in something else anyway.
That's right.
Do you have any business axioms or kind of quotes that you always kind of keep you fired up and keep you going?
Well,
or business truths or something.
Right. Some are more pertaining to dealing with people.
Okay.
And I think this is probably from like Oprah.
Yeah, hey, she's a good one.
But when you're hiring people, when people show you who they are, believe them. And it's, you have a candidate that you love, but maybe there was one small tell or one small thing that you thought, oh, but everything else was good.
Yeah.
No, don't ever discount the things that in your gut,
Yeah.
and it's small in comparison. If it's still a big deal, take that into account for
That's
sure.
good. That's good.
And I think if you think small, you live small. And that doesn't mean, again, that kind of world domination market share. It just means if you don't take what's given to you at certain times, again, maybe at the pace that makes sense for your life, your business, or whatever, it will be a lost opportunity, and you don't want to have regrets.
Yeah, no. We all want to live into our greatest potential, whatever that is. Most of us don't want to leave anything on the table.
Right.
So I like that. And so much of it starts here. I mean, it's all, so much of it is just what we believe and our mindset about whatever it is. So anyway, I love it. All right. What's next for you? Where are you going? What does this year hold? What are your hopes, dreams? Are you changing it all?
It's interesting. COVID created such a, I won't even say point of reflection. It was just pure out panic, right?
Yeah.
I'm just being as real as I possibly can. There was
Bring the real.
Yeah. I don't know what your coping mechanism was, but I was nesting. My husband was watching Disney movies. I kid you not. I know. I come up and he's watching Up. I'm like, what are you doing? Just leave me alone.
I just need a feel-good movie right now.
Right?
Yeah.
So every year since then, of course, has been so different that when we did our recap at the end of the year last year, I said, you know what, guys, I don't have one big push. And normally I'm looking for the next great thing, but it's not necessarily, we're only competing against ourselves when it comes to what we're doing. So I just want to do the things that we're doing better. And so we're focusing a lot on efficiency. We are still working on that darn app, and we're going to get that thing rolled out by the end of this month.
Yeah.
It's almost fully baked. So that will be definitely value add and something that we're proud of in the process, but we're taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
So it's really just, I think once you get to a certain level, it's not always about the biggest thing. It's just what can you do better? What can you do better and do more and, serve our clients better? So that's really, we're trying to turn the mirror back on ourselves and see where our own areas of opportunity.
Yep, I love it. It's so true. Through COVID, right? There were all these different. Every year was different. Or every 6 months was different, and you had to. I remember so a big thing for us was client parties, right? And everyone would come out. We'd have this big fun time. Yeah. And then once COVID got lifted, we did one. Yeah. And half the people showed up that we thought would be there. And it's people are learning to be social again. People are very comfortable being at home, right? So now even our businesses are we're kind of having to rediscover what is this next year look like? Right. Because we're all sort of kind of drifting back into normal. Yes. And so just doing better for our clients is going to make us better and do better. So
that's the goal.
Anyway. All right, you ready for the fire round?
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, this is where I'm going to ask you what are your favorite things about Loudoun County? Okay. And you can just fire it off with one word. If you want to expound on it, you can, but you don't have to. Okay. All right, so here we go. What is your favorite restaurant in Loudoun County?
West End.
Oh, easy. Boom, right off the top of your head. Yep. Western Loudoun. What do you get there?
Well, I used to get the duck fries. That's my favorite.
Oh, so good.
Right? I know. I'm still mourning about them. But, I think I get the chicken sandwich now. Okay. It's still good.
Do you
it's
go
delicious.
down to the pub downstairs
If we can. It gets booked earlier and earlier.
You got to go early.
I know. I'm not a 5 o'clock dinner kind of gal.
I know. You got to go there. But it's such a cool Western Loudoun, old horsey pub. It feels I love it. All right, if you're looking to hang out with some friends, what's your favorite social hangout?
Social hangout. Honestly, we end up meeting at one of the wineries in most cases.
There you go.
Yep. So I like almost all of them, but Barnes & Hamilton.
Perfect.
Can't get any closer to my house.
Oh, really? Oh, you're in a beautiful part of Hamilton. That's beautiful. Annual event that happens every year that you're we just love going to this thing.
Flower and Garden Show.
Flower and Garden Show. Yep. It's awesome. I've never been to it. I know. And
they're going to take back your...
There have been multiple people who have said that's their favorite thing to do. I got to get there. I don't know. I'm not a flower guy. Forgive me.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. That was Confessions. Confessions of a Loudoun lover. Never been to the garden show. Shopping. Where do you like to go shopping in Loudoun?
Luckett store.
Oh.
Yes, that's a special treat for me.
Yeah, that's too easy. That's right around your own profession.
I know. I know.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Go Luckett's. Did you go to the one recently where they took over the Clark County Fairgrounds?
No,
and that?
I was out of town.
Okay.
I know.
My wife wanted to go, and I was like, I'll go with you. I got so many compliments from other people saying, "Oh, you went with your wife. What a great guy." I
was gonna say, I thought you took her credit card away.
No. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Walk around, see the stuff. Good food. All right. What is your favorite outdoor activity?
Well, it's split between gardening and horseback riding. I've started riding again.
You're riding again? Mm-hmm. Good for you. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Have you ever done fox hunt?
I actually did when I was a teen on my friend's little show pony. I don't know what was more fun, just getting out there or getting to sip the sherry at the hunt breakfast.
Yeah, right.
You know, I was like 13. It was great.
Of it, yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. I know.
That's so funny. I love to garden too. It's fun. Get your hands dirty.
You do.
Make something pretty. All right. What have you not been to yet that you want to do?
In Loudoun County?
Yeah. Do or go to. New place that's opened up, or
I haven't been to
hike you've wanted to do.
Well, I haven't been to Bia Kitchen. I know. I don't.
There you go.
I know. It's horrible.
Shout out Bia Kitchen.
Yep.
Nothing but
it's
great
been on my
things.
list since it opened, so it's just on me really.
Okay.
I want to hike more. Mm-hmm. I want to get out and do it.
Yeah.
All the hikes.
There are a lot of beautiful places. They don't take long either.
I could even go to
carve out the time.
Right. I mean, I used to go to Bears Den with my kids, but I just lived in terror and fear of them falling off the edge. My oldest was a little bit of he was not reckless, but he pushed.
Dangerous.
Well, he just pushed every envelope. Look, he was down the edge, and it's not
Let's
fun.
see mom's face when I get too close.
I can't do that.
That would be fun for anybody.
Yeah.
Except for him, maybe.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much. Our last question is, if people want to find you, hey, this is a shout out, real estate agents out there. If you need a good stager, Leigh Newport, Stage by Design. That's who you want to go to. Help your clients out. They will sell their home faster and for more money. It is an investment in their property. So where can they find you? Website,
on
socials?
the web, Instagram, Facebook.
Okay. All what?
Stage-by-design.com or Stage by Design VA.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. Leigh, thank you so much. This was fun. I'm so glad to get to know you and know that you're right around the corner in Western Loudoun County, right there in Hamilton. And so that'll be so good. And that you ride. That's so good. That's so cool. So anyway, we'll see you around town.
All right. Thanks,
All right, guys. And until next time, enjoy Loudoun. Bye.